assistant publisher, Jennifer Jellick, and I am here today with Tammy Wilkerson and Jamie Stewart with Design to Sell. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks for having us. We're glad to be here.
Of course, of course. So today we're talking about, Design to Sell is our partner feature in December's issue. If you have not had a chance to read it yet, definitely make sure you read it. Phenomenal story. I mean, just talk about somebody who was made to, be in the business that you're in. It was a great read.
I was raised from a pup to do this. Absolutely.
It was wonderful. And I mean, you guys being one of the largest and most experienced stagers in Central Virginia is, fantastic. I know in 2020, you guys won the House National Award for Client Service. And in 2021 won the House National Award in Design. So absolutely amazing. You guys just celebrated 15 years in business, right?
Wow, 15 years. We could have grown a teenager in that time, but we grew staging instead. So
I love it.
I'm okay with that, actually. So
absolutely. I mean, that's amazing. Tell us a little bit about the business, a little bit from your story, how you started, where you got to, where you are today.
The story which the article talks about is literally the story of growing up in the furniture business. Mm-hmm. My grandfather actually started a furniture store in 1937. So if you want to go back, we'll go way, way back. And back in those days, it was, of course, Depression era in East Tennessee, just outside the Great Smoky Mountains. And I remember hearing stories as a young girl about how literally he would write down in a book when people wanted a new appliance, and they waited for the salesman out of the factory to come by and see if they could get one delivered. Those were we think it's lean times with supply chain now, but we're talking a whole different thing then. And the humble start of his little store in a part of a building in downtown Maryville that that grew over the years into 2 stores and a big warehouse, and the third generation, my sister and I, working in the business for years and years together. And finally, as retail will do, exhausted and not raising our children, spending every day worrying about the businesses. And we finally sold. We finally were ready for a change. And so the interesting thing is that she's in real estate as well. She was an attorney also. So she's a real estate attorney and runs a title company. And the beginning of Design to Sell is we moved here corporately with my husband's job. And I had moved 3 times in 3 years with promotions that he got. So we got used to selling houses. Mm-hmm. I had done symphony houses because we had an in-home design department. And so I'd done a lot of work with real estate agents and with home builders associations, but my neighbor couldn't sell her house. We moved here, it was our 3rd move, and my neighbor, and I knew her because I was volunteering at the school, the simplest little stories and connections.
Yeah.
I helped her. We painted 3 rooms. We moved furniture around. I drug art up the road in my Explorer, and her house sold at the next weekend. And her real estate agent called me and she said, "Ms. Wilkerson, you don't know me, but can you do that again?" So this was in early 2006, and there was one TV show on the air that was about staging, but most people had never heard of it. In fact, I had people tell me it was ridiculous. Like, no one will ever go for that. Well, how unneeded and all that. So, but I believed in it, and I knew I had solved a problem. And I think that was the difference that, that a business makes when it starts out on something new is, are you solving someone's problem? Are you helping? And that absolutely is the start of Design to Sell. She said, "Can you do it again?" And she brought me into 2 other clients. And then one of those clients had her agent open house and invited agents over because the client was so excited. The client was so excited. Let me go off on another story about that. Is that literally, and I know you're sick of all this, but anyway, sorry. I love it. When you're a lead designer at Design to Sell, you hear the stories a lot. So but that story is that client was so excited, she let her agent have an agent open house. her house had been on the market for 9 months without an offer. It had gone from 419 to 365. They were desperate. They were exhausted. And we did our thing. And I say we, it was me and my son and his friend and a U-Haul truck, And by this time I was buying inventory because I had wholesale sources and I had some inventory I'd started investing back in. And so we went and worked throughout her house, and she still lived there, but they still had some empty rooms. It was still, it didn't have that feeling that you want when you create a staging. So we went in and worked on our whole house, and they bumped the price back up to the original price and sold it within 10 days. And it sold online, if you can believe that. In 2006, they bought it from the pictures. And literally not just that, oh, great, that solved a problem, but that saved a family's financial situation.
Yeah.
Because that was really a difference maker in their moving on with life. So that's the beginning. That's the beginning. And then, we operated with a real small crew for years and years. We rented storage space, we rented trucks. And about 5 years ago, I had a friend that started helping me, and we were able to grow our crew a little bit more, just having some more manpower. And then this one came along a few years after that, and we really started growing. So the growth that's really happened in the last 4 years has been amazing. I've been one of these people I've reinvested and reinvested for so long. We've always been self-funded, self-financed. We own all our own inventory. Now we own all of our own trucks. We started with one little guy with duct tape on the corners.
Oh, now the growth is there.
I'm telling you, man. And you're in Charlottesville, so this is another funny story. On the way to Charlottesville, how many years ago? I'd say 4 years ago. No, 6 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
We're on the way to Charlottesville to stage a house. The duct tape on the corners of the old first truck blows up, and literally the roof came off. Parts of the roof came off. But my crew, man, I got to tell you, when we start talking about what's the secret, that's the secret. It's having the right people and entrusting them. And we literally went to Lowe's and fixed our roof 6 years ago on our truck. And I mean, literally, but we bought everything with cash. We've self-financed, we've kept things conservative. And then we really have grown the right way, I feel like, is the main thing I want to say.
That's amazing. Well, Jamie, so you are the lead designer, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. I'd love to hear about your experience, joining on to Design to Sell, what you did before and all of that.
Oh, good.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Before I started with Tammy, I was in marketing.
Awesome.
And then I got a phone call, and it was funny. We had a mutual friend, and this mutual friend tried to get us together for about a year. And both of us were like, not really.
I need a designer.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really need a job.
It always starts that way, right? It always starts that way. It's the best thing ever.
We're both like, no, I don't want to know her.
And then we were at a Christmas party with this mutual friend was hosting a Christmas party, and we were both there. And she was trying so hard to get us together that I was sitting there painting a little snowman.
Yeah, we're doing crafts.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
And our friend just plopped Tammy right down next to me. And
we didn't know. We didn't know.
No.
Neither one of us really knew.
Yeah,
that was who she was talking about.
Yeah, and I didn't really connect the dots. Anyway, so after she did that, her and I sat there and we were just painting and we were doing these crafts and just cracking up.
That story. We were supposed to make these snowmen. This is the real story. And I am so bad at this kind of thing, like bad. And you can ask my son, because I brought it home and he died laughing at it. My snowman's nose was supposed to be carrots, carrot nose, came out of the side of his head. So no, I mean, yeah. So it was funny because I'm so bad at doing it. And I kept looking at hers. I was like, dang, I can't do that. Mine was so misshapen and bad.
And it was just, but we had so much fun.
We had so much fun.
And, and that was actually how we ended up meeting. And then it was about 2 months later, I think, right? When spring season hit, she just gave me a call kind of out of the blue.
Oh, I got desperate.
And
so desperate.
My husband and I were just walking into a sushi place for dinner. And I was like, I took the call thinking it was something
good,
quick.
Yeah.
And so half hour later, my husband's through his dinner.
Oh my God.
And I had a job.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And you can tell that you guys have so much fun together. So
we're just the best friends.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
Bless your heart.
So, being in business for 15 years, what would you say has been the most rewarding experience so far?
I mean, I think it's twofold. The most rewarding, if I look back as you do, and when you get gray head like this, and you think it's really cool that I got to do that, or that I had that experience. And the only reason I'm on this call today, or that I know how to do it, is my son, who's sitting back there, can do that.
Our tech guy, yep.
That guy, who's my son, who's been with me since the very first load up the street. Okay, and that I get to work with him like my grandfather got to work with my dad, and I got to work with my dad and sister, and now I get to work with John. That looking back is very special, and not everybody gets that. Yeah. And there's hard times where he hates me. Oh, he can't stand me. There's times where I think, why won't he answer the phone? And, bless his heart, in the shower at 7:30 in the morning. That's why. But anyway, it's hard at times, of course, but it's also amazing. And the other part of the rewarding part is that when I've finally had the ability to step out and have a team and grow this, I have had the most amazing opportunities. And I am the luckiest person you'll ever meet. Now, you can ask anybody. Am I not?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I am one of those people, like, they're like, how does that happen? Where you have exactly this happen at the right time. I've been so blessed. Yes. And it is literally because I have surrounded myself with the greatest people on the planet.
Awesome. So after this call, I'll get the lucky numbers from you, so I can go.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna rub off. It is. It's absolutely gonna rub off. I'm just one of those people. I don't know. Awesome. Looks for brains, so I got luck. So that's good too. Yeah. So whatever. Yeah, that's good.
You talked about your crew a little bit. Every business has their secret weapon, like you said, or kind of a habit that attributes to your success. What would you say is kind of your biggest secret weapon or your best habit?
I don't know that I have a best habit. I would say my best habit is that I came from a small business where every customer matters so much. And that's not something everybody comes to this field from. Mm-hmm. They come from corporate, or they liked banking, or they were in some kind of sales. But if you come with a heart for this and a desire to make their dreams come true, their goals happen, that's the difference. That's the difference. Yeah, I have the best designers in town. Yes, Jamie's amazing. Don't say a lot. But I do have the best crew. That's the most, that is bar none. That is the secret sauce, is that. But it's the way that our team, because they're so good and because they care about making sure we get to closing. That's our goal. I'm not that stage that's going to argue with you over schemes or whatever. I'm going to listen to the agent. I want to understand the needs of the homeowner. This is amazing that what they do on a daily basis is that with sometimes 6 stagings a day, they still direct that staging at the consumer, at the demographic that they believe and they have listened and been told to gear it to. We don't just have a living room set that's the next one out of the door at the warehouse. We even go into what colors we work with, what style, what's the age group. Is this a married person with a family? typically who are the buyers, all of that, and even special needs that some of them have. Like I've had some of them say, you know, oh, please don't use any animal skin. I'm sensitive to that. You know, we want to know that. We want to know that. That's the difference maker. That's why we are the most experienced and mostly the largest. That's why we've been here so long and we've grown so much. It's because of our attitudes. It is because
that's incredible. Taking every customer's needs base by base and not just throwing a blanket kind of over
it's not the 450 stagings a year. It's the one. It's the one.
So important.
Yeah.
Important. I know 2022 just started, but you know, what are your guys' goals this year and even next year, 2023, even though it feels so far away?
What I think, just in a nutshell, is that we've put together the back end more so in the last few months. We've really been working on CRM. We're really working on having that infrastructure so that when somebody calls, it's not all, Tammy, do you remember? I mean, usually, but we really need the organization in the back end. So we've been building that. But the new part is that we have we actually have a curb appeal division that mows lawns. We do mow, blow, and trimming for our customers. Not heavy tree work, but we do that. And while we started that, it's just kind of off to the side of a quiet division. We have another division that's just starting up that does all those pre-listing tiny things that have to be done. What we saw the need is that we're waiting on a lot of things to get done. And that in the world we live in now, finding people to come do small jobs has been a really difficult thing for a lot of our sellers and a lot of our agents. Very frustrating thing. I had one guy tell me he waited 3 weeks to get small things done to put a house on the market in Colonial Heights. He said, I waited 3 weeks.
3 weeks is like a lifetime right now. Market,
How many buyers did you miss?
Right,
It's crazy. So we are working with that. We're in the process of getting our Class A contractor's license. We have people with 28 and 30 years of experience in all facets of construction. So what we're going to try to do is be the same, provide the same service level that we do with staging, and I call it renovations, small renovations, but they literally are things that you do to your home to get it ready to go on the market, and punch list items. So it's home renovations. It's designed to sell home renovations. It is. It's handyman, but a level up from that. Yeah.
Like a one-stop shop for staging in the home, outside the home, and everything in between.
everything but the MLS and the negotiations.
Incredible.
That's our realtor friend. So
Absolutely.
I don't like to argue. I don't like controversy. So I'm better at my end of it, not let them do that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I don't want that. I don't like those uncomfortable things. So.
Well, we absolutely love having you part of Richmond Real Producers, and super excited to have you at our upcoming event. But tell us a little bit, what made you decide to be a part of the Richmond Real Producers community?
I mean, we had for years only had referrals. I mean, literally that was a lot of it. And then when we started our marketing a few years ago, obviously that, brought in some new clients, and our web presence got bigger. Social media became more effective. But the truth is, I had no idea it existed. I had no idea anything like that existed. And I was not prepared to get involved at all. But I met Kristen.
Wonderful.
That was it. Yeah, met Kristen. I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I want, who I want to be involved with. She understands exactly what we need. When we look at the list of like the top 100 agents by volume in the back, we already do business with 4 of them. We're already fairly strong. And if I go down the list, there's quite a number that have worked with us, currently work with us, or have worked with us for more than 10 years. But the truth is I'm one of those people that I don't want anybody to be denied all of the great things that we have to offer. And that's a hard nut to crack. How do you get past their admin people? How do you make sure they see your email? How do you make sure they actually see your marketing, that sort of thing? So people that meet us and that work with us, they generally are happy that they got that opportunity to do that. And we try to make it that way as much as we can. So it was just cracking the rest of the egg, just getting through the rest of it. Yeah. But no, I'm so impressed. I love Kristen. She's the best. And I'll send her an email about something, and she'd call me. She won't email me. She calls me. She starts laughing, and I'm like, oh, this is the perfect person for me. Because she's like, I saw your email. We start laughing about it. I'm like, yeah. So anyway, but
For those of you who haven't met Kristen yet, you definitely will. She's our publisher, and she's fantastic. She's wonderful.
Yeah,
She's
super smart, super good at dealing with
it. That's for sure. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, is there anything else that you want to share with our Real Producers community that may have left out?
Anything? We're happy for everybody to come on board. Give us a shot. And, I can't tell you enough how much we're going to try to make sure that we do a great job for anybody that's new with us. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, if you go to our magazine, you can find Tammy and all of her contact information on our preferred partner page. If I could find it right here in front of me.
It's there.
Our preferred partner page. You can find it on here.
Yeah.
And of course, she'd be happy to answer any questions or give you a consultation.
Yep. I will be happy to talk to you. And then Jamie, you'll be happy to do all the design work. So.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, ladies. It was so much fun getting to talk to you, and I appreciate your time.
You too, Jennifer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.